Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next game in the 1987 American League replay. Lunchtime on a Thursday, July the 3rd. So everybody's getting ready for the July 4th day weekend. Hope you all are having a wonderful weekend wherever you are or close to a weekend as the 3-day weekend is approaching. We will have from Fenway Park the Boston Red Sox and the Seattle Mariners from Fenway. It'll be Roger Clemens against Scott Bankhead. This is game number 209 on the replay, the third to last game on May 11th. Ballpark effects for Fenway, very friendly, hitter-friendly. 19s for singles to lefties and 15 for righties. Home runs, 7 for lefties, 10 for righties. Both teams in last place in their respective divisions. Seattle 11-20, Boston 11-19. Clemens looking to change that. He is 2-3 on the replay. With an ERA of 4.34, he had a 2.97 real world. Still hasn't really recovered from his bad start where he held out and came in late to camp and just hasn't gotten going yet. But there's still a lot of season remaining. 46 innings pitched, 49 hits, 11 walks, and 50 strikeouts for Clemens on the replay. Got our dice here. Ready to go. Hello, Triple G. Good to see you. John Moses, the leadoff man, hitting 210, a homer and 12 driven in. He hit 246 real world. And I know it's noon Eastern time, but I still have my coffee here ready to go and drink some more. So there it is. So I will be sipping on that as we go, trying to drink it before it gets cold. So here's the pitch to Moses. 4-7, switch hitter batting left is a walk. So Roger Clemens walks Moses right off the bat. Not a good thing to do. Moses can run. The hold ratio for Clemens is a 0. He's a +1, but Gedman's a -1. So it's a net 0. So if he gets the lead, Moses, it would be a 1-13 to get that lead. And as I look at the stats on Moses on the replay, he has stolen 11 bases so far. He stole 23 real world. So don't know if this will be an opportune time for him or not. He's going to try to get the lead. Now, if he rolls an 11, he's automatically out. That's a 9. So he does get, but it's a 2. So that means there's a chance of a balk on Clemens. His balk rating is a 4. No balk, and now that means that Moses cannot obtain the lead. So that ends that. So Moses will stay put. He will be held. He'll stay put. And here's Phil Bradley, the left fielder. He's hitting 224, 4 homers, 10 driven in. One of many Mariners having a slow start. He had 297 real world. 210, and that is a single to center field. So they're getting to Clemens. Center fielder arm is Burks. He's a 0. Moses being held as a 16. But with nobody out, boy, you hate to. He's going to take third. He's going to go for it, and Boston wants to keep Bradley at first, so they will allow him to take third base because he runs so well. If they throw through and don't get him, then Bradley's going to take second, then you're at second and third, nobody out, and you're in a real big inning problem. So, but now Bradley looking to get the lead at 2 through 5. He gets the 5. He gets the lead. Hello, Scooney. So it's a 1-17. The T rating on Gedman's a 15. Boy, if he throws it, he has a chance to throw this thing away. But a 1-17, they're going to try for him. And 16, he almost got him, but not quite. So Bradley does steal second. So throwing to second base instead of throwing to third didn't really pay off all that much because they still got second and third, nobody out for the other Bradley, Scott Bradley. Scott Bradley hitting 239, no homers, 8 driven in. He had 278 real world. Infield for the Red Sox is in. They want to choke that run off early. 2-5 for Bradley, and that's a pop out to first base. Buckner is there, 1 away. That's a big out to get for Clemens. 1 down, and here comes the big DH, Ken Phelps. Phelps is hitting 240 on the replay, 6 homers, 17 driven in at 259 average in real world. They could walk Phelps intentionally and set up a potential double play for Presley And that's exactly what they're going to do. Clemens will issue the free pass, and they'll go after the hound dog, Jim Presley, with the bases loaded, setting up a double play. Presley only hitting $168 on the replay, 3 homers, 12 driven in. He had 247 real world. So Red Sox gambling that Presley will hit into a double play or strike out. 310, he doesn't do either one. That's going to be a single 2 stars. And so Presley being cruel to the Red Sox with a 2-run single. And Seattle takes a 2-0 lead. And going to, actually, it should be a walk here. So going to second base is Phelps. So first and second now with 1 out for Alvin Davis. 2 runs are already in. Clemens in a bind early. Davis on the replay hitting .303, 4 homers, 13 driven in. He had 295 real world. 211, and that's a fly ball to right field, 2 down. Phelps not going anywhere. He doesn't run well at all. So he will not try to go to third. 2 down for Mike Kingery, the right fielder. Kingery on the replay is hitting .264, 4 homers, 12 driven in. Clemens trying to get out of this. Hello, Kenyon. Hello, Larry. 5-11, and that's a ballpark single. That's not good for Clemens because a ballpark single is 1-19. That's a 1. It's only 1 star, so that does help Clemens. It does keep the bases loaded. Nobody scored on that. So it's still 2-0, but now the 8th man to bat in the inning is Ray Quinones. And he can certainly blow this game open early with a base hit. Quinones on the replay hitting .212, no homers, 11 driven in. He hit .276 real world, so he's definitely struggling. 6-11 is a ground ball first base X. That's trouble. It's Buckner. He's a 4E13. This might go through the legs. You never know. 4-12, he will get to it. 4-12 is a G3. Kenny can prevent the error. He is an E13. He has to avoid 11, 13, and 17. Not too much worry about the 17, but the 11 and 13s do come up. And that is a 16, so he just barely avoids it. And he will flip to Clemens covering to end the inning. And Clemens nips it in the bud at 2 runs. But that is true, Larry. You've got to get to them early before they get established. That's like that for all the great pitchers, whether it's Bob Gibson or whoever. Back in the day, you had to get to them early. So we go to the bottom of the first. It's 2-0 Seattle, and Scott Bankhead given a 2-0 lead to start his outing. Bankhead on the replay hitting is 1-2 with a 4.42 earned run average, which is better than his 5.42 real world earned run average. 37 innings pitched, 32 hits, 9 walks, 16 strikeouts. But he's 1-2 primarily. Well, one of the reasons is they're not getting run support. That's been the story of their season so far. That's why they're 11-20. But they're getting run support today. All right, so Ellis Burke's going to lead things off. He's only hitting a .158 in the replay, no homers, 3 driven in, but he's only had 38 at bats. He had 558 real world at bats to hit 272. So got to give him some time. Came in late. 6-6, and that is a 1-15 home run, and that's gone. Right off the bat, Ellis Burks puts the Red Sox on the board with a leadoff dinger. 6-6 is a 1-15 home run. That's a 1, and he's got normal power. So Ellis Burks, talk about need to get going. He just did it. That's his first home run of the season. RBI number 4, and it cuts the lead just that quickly to a 2-1 ball game. So if you want to get your team back in the game, do what Ellis Burks did. Here's Marty Barrett, hitting .306, no homers, 5 driven in. He had 293 real world. That's a 112, and that's a single. So they're getting to Bankhead. This could be, after a couple of games that I've had pitching duels, this one might be explosive. All out, who knows what. All right, so Marty Barrett needs a 4 to get the lead. And he does not get the lead. He will hold. Here's Wade Boggs. Boggs on the replay, as you might expect, hitting .350, 6 homers, 13 driven in. He had .363 real world. 6-7, and that's a 1-5 single. And else he lines to second, so he will line it to Harold Reynolds. Or 1 away. 1 down, and here comes the left fielder, Mike Greenwell. Sin, how you doing? You can. The odds are not very good, but you can do it. It's in the rule book. You can do it, but the odds are so infrequent. I think Earl at Tenacious Sports did that one time, and he was successful on like a 1 to 5 D20 roll, and he was successful. So, but it's not to be suggested. So here is Greenwell. Greenwell hitting 391, 7 home runs and 12 runs batted in just 46 at bats. He has been off to a torrid start. 3-7, and that's a fly to center. Boy, 3-6 would have been a home run, but he just missed it. 3-7 is a fly to center field that Moses enjoys. And here is Don Baylor. Baylor on the replay, hitting 250, 4 homers, 16 driven in. He hit 245 real world. (5-7), and that is a ground ball. Second base X. We're looking at Harold Reynolds. He's a 2E21. 2 and a 14. He is holding the runner on, so he's actually a 3 and a 14 because he's responsible for the right-handed batter up. So it's a 3 and a 14, not a 2 and a 14. So a 3 and a 14 is a G2. Doesn't matter. They're already 2 outs, so all they need is 1 out anyway. Let's see. Second baseman, he is an E21. He has to avoid 4, 13, and 17. Those are the numbers to avoid. And he barely does with a 15. But it's a good play, Harold Reynolds. And that will take care of Baylor. And Boston settles for just the 1 run, the home run, leadoff homer for Burks. At the end of 1, it's 2-1 Seattle. So we're getting some runs in this ball game. Past couple games in Strat and inside pitch have really been pitching duels. So might see the runs coming, especially at Fenway, which is hitter friendly. So here's Harold Reynolds. He will lead off, hitting 278 on the replay. No homers, 6 driven in. He at 275 real world. It's a 5-4, and that is a fly to center field. Ellis Burks will take care of it. 1 away. And I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but somebody is doing some yard work across the street, and they're very loud. I can't tell if it's a weed eater or a saw or chainsaw or what that is, but it's making some noise. Don't know if it picks up. I mean, I can hear it. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. Here's John Moses. 6-9. Switch hitter batting left is another fly to center field. Burks there again for 2 quick outs. And that will send us to Phil Bradley. 2-8 for Bradley. Struck him out. And oddly enough, that's the first strikeout for Clemens. Took him 2 innings to get it, but he finally got one. And he has a 1-2-3 inning to take care of the Mariners. We go to the bottom of the second, still 2-1 in favor of the Mariners. So Dewey Evans will lead off for Boston. He is the right fielder, of course. And in the replay, he is hitting 327, 6 homers, 26 driven in. He at 305 real world. 3-4, and that's a ground ball to short. Quinones will make the play. And there's 1 away. For Bill Buckner, first baseman. Buckner hitting 265 on the replay. 1 homer, 15 driven in. He at 286 real world. 4-6, and that's a single for Bill Buckner. He will not be held. He's probably the slowest player in the league with his gimpy ankles and knees, so he will not be going anywhere, not be held. And here's the shortstop, Ed Romero. He's hitting 353 on the replay. No homers, 7 driven in. He had 272 real world, so he has really done well. 2, chance for a balk or a pass ball. We're looking at a pass ball rating on Scott Bradley. It's only a 1, so there is no pass ball. Bankhead to Romero, 4-5, and that is going to be a split chance. 1-2 is a single. 3-20 lines out, so he lines out to Quinones at short for out number 2. Now the number 9 hitter, Rich Gedman. Very few at bats. He just recently joined the Red Sox not that long ago. He's hitting 250, 4 out of 16 on the replay. No homers, 3 driven in. He at 205 real world. 2 again, another chance for a balk or pass ball. This time we're checking the balk rating of Bankhead. He's a 5. No balk. So we drive on. Hello, Jeremiah. Gedman, 6'6", lefty, is a 1 to 6 triple, 7 to 20 is a double. That's going to be a double for Rich Gedman. It's assumed to go to center field, but Buckner is so slow, I don't even know if he can score. He's an 8, but not being held makes him a 9. 2 outs makes him an 11. So it'll be a 1 to 11 if you want to try to gimp him around to score. It'll be a 1 to 11. 55% chance. He's putting all his heart and soul into it. He's going for it. So they're going to throw through. Gedman's so slow, he will not take third on the throw. So Buckner's going to try to score a 1 to 11. He's in there. And he's in there. Buckner hustling all the way. Probably pulled a hammy, but he's in there. An RBI double for Gedman, and we got a tie ball game. So kudos to Bill Buckner for giving it his all. And he went around the bases like an anti-speed demon, but he still scored. So here's Burks. That's another 2. Chance for another balk or pass ball. Another chance for a pass ball. Bradley is only a 1, so there's no pass ball. But here's Burks. He homered to start the game. 2-5, and this time he's going to line it right to Presley at third to end the inning. But we got a tie game at 2, thanks to the hustle and grit of Bill Buckner, scoring all the way from first on that double to center by Gedman. 2-2 tie. We start the third inning. Clemens back out. Will face Bradley, Phelps, and Presley for the Mariners. It's a 3-2 for Bradley. He's going to foul out to Gedman. One catcher fouling out to the other. One away. Maybe Clemens is settling down at a rough first inning, but seems he's retired 5 in a row, so maybe he's settling in. 5-4, and as they fly to center, Ellis Burks is there again. 2 down. So maybe Seattle's thinking to themselves, we didn't get Clemens when we had a chance. We had a chance to pile on 4 or 5 runs and didn't do it. Left the bases loaded in the first, only scoring 2 runs. Might come back to get him. 2-6 for Presley, struck him out. Second strikeout for Clemens. He has now retired 7 in a row. And we go to the bottom of the third, still 2-2. Don't get Clemens early, you might not get him. So Bankhead back out, and he's going to be facing Barrett, Boggs, and Greenwell for the Red Sox. Don't forget, tomorrow is Fun Friday, or Friday Fun Day, whatever I want to call it. I don't know what you really want to call it. It'll be payoff pitch's turn. Last week I did replay baseball. This week will be payoff pitch, and it'll be the Sparky Anderson Bowl. It's going to be the 1976 Cincinnati Reds taking on the 1984 Detroit Tigers in Game 1 of an imaginary World Series from Riverfront Stadium. Jack Morris against Don Gullett. Here's Marty Barrett. 4-8, and that's going to be a ballpark blast off the bat of Bankhead, or off the pitching of Bankhead, but he has weak power. The 6 would have been a home run, but he has weak power, so it's just going to be a single for Marty Barrett. So Bankhead catches a break, only gives up a single, doesn't give up the big bomb. And let's see what Barrett can do. Should have checked for a jump there. Make sure he can get a 4. He does get a 4. He's going to he gets the lead. 1-19, being held as a 1-17, but a 1-18 there. He's going to steal it. And he's in there. It's a possible throwing error on Bradley. He's a T6. But no throwing error, just a stolen base for Barrett. So Marty Barrett steals second base, gets himself into scoring position. For Barrett, that is his first stolen base of the year. He stole 15 real world, but this was his first stolen base of the season. And now he's in scoring position for Wade Boggs with nobody out. Barrett not going to be held at second base. And Boggs, 4-11, is a ground ball first base X. That's at least going to get Barrett to third base because it hit to the right side. Davis is a 4-E9. 4-2, that's going to get through for a base hit, so that's going to actually score Barrett and put the Red Sox in the lead. Because a 4-2 is a single 2 stars, so Barrett will score automatically. The E9, got to avoid 7, 14, 17, and 18. That is a 9, so he's okay there. no error, but it is going to be an RBI single for Wade Boggs. And the Red Sox take the lead for the first time, 3-2. Bankhead in a little bit of trouble. I think the Mariners are realizing they didn't take advantage of Clemens when they had the opportunity. Now they're paying for it. Here's Greenwell. 1-2, that's a split chance. 1-10 is a single, but that's a 15, so he lines it to Reynolds. And there's one away. And here comes Baylor. Grounded to second base his first time. 5-8, and that's a strikeout. That is the first strikeout for Bankhead. Took him 3 innings to get that. 2 quick outs now after the 2 singles. And here's Dewey Evans. Red Sox do lead it 3-2, though, here in the bottom of the third. 5-9, and that's another strikeout for Bankhead. 2 strikeouts in a row, but death by 1,000 paper cuts. 1 run in every inning for the Red Sox, and they take a 3-2 lead over Seattle after 3. So Clemens now, first time he's been given a lead. See if he runs with it. It'll be Alvin Davis, Mike Kingery, and Ray Quinones due up. Davis flew to right his first chance. 3-5, and that's going to be a 20. A 2-20 is going to be a double. So Alvin Davis doubles, and that breaks up the string of 7 in a row that had been retired by Clemens. So now back comes Seattle. Here's Kingery. Davis not being held at second base. 6-8 to the lefty, struck him out. Clemens gets his 3rd strikeout. 1 away for Quinones. 2-11, and that's going to be a hit by pitch. So Clemens got a little bit too close inside and plunks Quinones. On the bright side, first base was open. It does now set up a double play for Harold Reynolds. Reynolds flew to center his first chance. It's a 1-6, and it will be a 1-8 single. 9-20, he lines out, so he's going to line out to Barrett at second base. 2 outs, runners stay put. And now in a clutch situation is John Moses. In the clutch, he will lose a hit on 2-9. Everything else he is neutral on. So he needs to avoid the 2-9 for sure. 5-3 is going to be a ground ball to first, and Buckner fields it, flips to Clemens covering, and that's going to end the inning. And Clemens gets out of the jam. So we go to the bottom of the 4th, 3-2 Red Sox. Bankhead back out will face the bottom of the order, Buckner, Romero, and Gedman. Buckner singled and scored his first time up, where he really hustled around the bases to score on that double with 2 outs. 3-7, ground ball to first. Davis has got it. 1 away. Buckner might still be huffing and puffing after all of that. Plus, he had to make a wide-ranging play in the field just before the inning started, so he probably can use some rest now. Here's Romero. 1-6, and that's going to be a ground ball to third. The Hound Dog Presley is on it, 2 down. And that'll send up Rich Gedman. 4-9, and that's going to be a fly to center. Moses hauls it in. So 1-2-3 inning for Bankhead. And that's the first time that's happened. So Bankhead, nice inning. At the end of 4, still 3-2. Favor of the Red Sox. Start the 5th. It'll be Bradley, and Phelps. Sounds like a bad law firm. 2-2, and that's a ground ball to short. Romero is there, 1 away. And now the other Bradley, the other white meat, Scott Bradley. 4-5, and that's a 1-19 double. That'll be a double for Scott Bradley, a 1-out double on that 4-5. 1-19 is a double. So Bradley is aboard with 1 out, and here comes Ken Phelps. He's been intentionally walked and flown to center. 3-11, and that is a ground ball to short. That's going to freeze Bradley at second base as Romero makes the play. And we will go to the third baseman, Jim Presley, the Hound Dog, in a clutch situation. In the clutch, he loses a hit on 2-2. And he also, that's his only place is 2-2. So got to avoid the 2-2. 4-6, he does avoid it and gets a base hit out of it. 1-10's a double. 13's a single, 2 stars. Outscore Bradley, and we got a tie game again at 3. RBI single for Jim Presley, score Scott Bradley, and we are tied at 3 apiece. So the Mariners have come back. Here's Alvin Davis. 2 again, chance for balk or pass ball. We're looking at the balk rating of Clemens. His balk rating is a 4. And it is a 4, so Clemens will balk him to second base. So Presley gets balked to second base where he's in scoring position with 2 outs. Clutch situation. This has turned into a clutch situation now for Alvin Davis. In the clutch, though, he only loses 1 hit, 3-8. That's the only place it's affected. Just has to avoid the 3-8. He does that, 1-4, but it's going to be a fly to right, and that's going to end it as Dewey Evans makes the catch. But we have a tie game again. We go to the bottom of the 5th. We're tied at 3. Back and forth here at Fenway Park. Bankhead will be facing the top of the order, Burks, Barrett, and Boggs. Hello, Alan. Good to see you. Ellis Burks, 5-5 against Bankhead, is a line out to Harold Reynolds at second base. And there's 1 away. Marty Barrett, 2 for 2 with 2 singles and a stolen base. 4-9, however, this time is a fly to left field. Hauled in out there by Phil Bradley, and there's 2 away. So Bankhead has retired 8 in a row now. So he's gone a little bit of a mini roll. Last guy to get hit off of him was Wade Boggs. 3-8, and he's going to draw the base on balls. Not a hit, but it does end the 8 in a row as Boggs draws the walk. He will not be held. And here's Greenwell. He's 0 for 2. 6-6 to the lefty. Not 0 for 2 anymore. 1-6 is a triple. That's a 10. It'll be a double. Question is, can Boggs score? The double is assumed to go to center. As usual, when it's not listed, it goes to center. Moses is a 0 arm. There are 2 outs. Boggs is a 12. He was not being held as a 13. 2 outs makes him a 15. 1-15, they're going to send him, and Seattle's throwing for the plate. 1-15, he's in there. And he's in there. RBI double from Greenwell scores Boggs, and the Red Sox reclaim the lead. This time, much like Buckner hustled, Boggs hustled, and he scores to make it 4-3 Red Sox. Here's Don Baylor. He's 0 for 2. 6-8 is a ground ball shortstop X. We're looking at Quinones. He's a 3-E31. 3-14, he'll get to that. 3-14 is a G2. And then he is an E31, so he's got to avoid 3, 4, 6, and then 15 through 18. That is a 14, so I think he's in trouble. Oh, no, he's not. It's a 15 through 18. 14's okay. He got a break. So Quinones makes the play to end the inning. But Boston takes the lead back. And we go to the 6th inning with the score, Boston 4, Seattle 3. Nip and tuck here at Fenway, going back and forth. Hello, Barry. Did he really lead off with a home run in this game? That would be pretty cool. I did not look it up, so I don't know. But that would be cool if he did. All right, here is Clemens to Kingery. 6-7, and that's a ground ball to shortstop Romero. He is a 3-E10. 3-2, that's going to get by him for a base hit. That double die comes up low again. So 3-2 is a single. Romero's an E10. Got to avoid 16, 17, and 18, and or 3. So he's okay there, but it is going to be a base hit for Kingery. So he sneaks it past Romero. And now Kingery a threat to run. But if he rolls a 9 through 12, he's caught stealing automatically. Wow. It'd be a 1 to 13 if he got the lead. You got the bottom portion of the order coming up. They're going to try to get the lead. They're going to take a chance they don't roll a 9 through 12. And they didn't. They rolled an 8. But it still doesn't get the lead. 8's the only number not listed. So cannot get the lead. So here's Quinones. 112 is a walk. So how about that, Clemens? In the minor jam here in the top of the 6. Single and a walk. And Harold Reynolds, who's an excellent bunter, will step to the plate to bunt. That's going to be his thing to do. The corners are coming in for the Red Sox, so it will turn him to a B bunter. The bunt is going to go to 6, so that means the bunt is going to the third baseman, Boggs. So as a B bunter, he needs to basically have a 9 or less, have a good bunt, which he does. 9 is a good sacrifice. So it's a sacrifice hit to Boggs. It's going to go 5 to 4 with Barrett covering first. And the runners advance 1 base. They're both in scoring position now with less than 2 outs. So beautifully executed by Harold Reynolds. He was watching baseball tonight like he should have been. Figured out how to make the fundamentals happen. And now the infield's coming in for the Red Sox against John Moses. 1-8, and that's a ground ball first base B, and they're gonna throw Kingery out at the plate as Buckner gets it, fires to Gedman, puts on the tag, and had they not been playing back, that would have scored the run. But because it's a B, that means the runner is out at the plate with the infield in. So Moses is aboard on the fielder's choice, but not the way he wanted to, as Kingery is out at the plate. So it's going to go as a fielder's choice, 3 to 2. Runners will be at the corners now. But now there are 2 outs. And it's up to, well, first we'll see if Moses wants to try to steal or they want to let Phil Bradley swing away. I think they're going to let Bradley swing away here, not take a chance of being the third out on the base pass. 2-9, and that's a fly to left. That's going to end the inning. So Clemens pitches out of it again, out of the early trouble. Go to the bottom of the 6th, still 4-3 Boston. And now that we're in the 6th inning, this is Bankhead's fatigue inning, as he does have that number 6 right here under his starter role. So he will be susceptible to fatigue. It'll be facing Evans, Buckner, and Romero for the Red Sox. 4-5, and that's a split chance. 1 to 2 is a single, but the 20 is a line out to Quinones at short. And there's 1 away. So 1 down, and that's going to bring us to Billy Buck. Buckner 1 for 2. 4-2 is a ground ball to first. Davis has it. He'll flip to Bankhead covering on that ground ball C. And there are now 2 away. For Ed Romero, he's 0 for 2. 5-6, and that's a strikeout for Bankhead. For Bankhead, that is only strikeout number 3. But it's a 1-2-3 inning, so he will keep full endurance into the 7th. And the score remains 4-3 Boston as we head to that 7th inning. And Clemens back out. His fatigue is the 8th, so he's still in good shape. He'll be facing Bradley, Phelps, and Presley here in the top of the 7th. Hello, Colin. Good to see you. Imagine my coffee's gotten lukewarm by now. Still drinkable. I'll heat it later. Might heat it in the 7th inning stretch. Who knows? Bradley, 2-11. That's a ballpark single check. And again, a 1 to 19. And that is a 19. Boy, I was going to say it's just about automatic, but just barely got that. But it counts. It's a base hit. Bradley will not be held. Here's Ken Phelps. Phelps is 1 for 3. I'm sorry, 0 for 2. He's walked and he's flown to center and grounded to short. To 2-9, and that is another walk. So same situation as last inning for Clemens. He has allowed the first 2 runners on with a single and a walk, and he's got a pitch around it. Here's the hound dog, Presley. He's 2 for 3. Clemens can use a strikeout or a double play. Either one would be good for him right now. 2-9 is a ground ball, shortstop A. Got that double play he wanted. 6-4-3. Double play. Going to third is Scott Bradley, but now there are 2 outs. 2-9 is a ground ball, shortstop A. So just what the doctor ordered for Mr. Clemens. 2 quick outs. Tying run is at third now with 2 outs for Alvin Davis. And as we've seen before in the clutch for Davis, he will lose a hit on 3-8, but that's it. Just has to avoid 3-8. 5-6 is going to be a strikeout. So Clemens really gets out of the jam there. And for Clemens, that is only strikeout number 4, but it came at an excellent time. And he gets out of the jam once again, first and second, nobody out, and he gets out of it. So Clemens hanging in there. When the pressure's on, he picks up his game. So Bankhead. All right, 75. That's got to be an aftermarket special because I know it's not on the Strat website. I know 84 is, but not 75. It'd be nice if 75 was available, but I have 84, the original, not the remake. I have the original 84 in the white card with the blue writing on it, which is set up for advanced only. But I don't have 75. All right, we are at the 7th inning stretch. 7th inning stretch. And we will be headed to take me out to the ball game while I warm my coffee. Hopefully I can get downstairs, warm it up, and get back upstairs before the 7th inning stretch is over. We will find out. But we head to the 7th inning stretch here at Boston. It's Red Sox 4, Seattle 3. Take a moment and stretch. And we are back. Just in time from heating the coffee. So we are back. And before we get going, I took this picture right before I came upstairs. It is it's warm outside, but it's not the oppressive heat we had last week. So Tabby is enjoying her fresh air. We opened the screen door for her right here, the back door at the porch. She's on her favorite blanket, sitting there with her paws crossed, all relaxed and enjoying things, getting a sun bath. So she said, you can roll dice up here in the inside all you want. I want the fresh air. So that's what Tabby's doing. All right, now we are ready to get going as we head into the bottom of the 7th. It'll be Gedman, Burks and Barrett. Bankhead has full endurance. Full endurance. Hello, Joel. Didn't see you come in there while I was away. So full endurance for Bankhead, but got to be careful. Gedman's already 1 for 2 with a double. That's a 210 for Gedman, and that might be another double, 1 to 6, but that's a 9, so it'll just be a single for Gedman. Leadoff single to Gedman. He will not be held. And here's Ellis Burks. He's an A bunter, but he hit a home run last time, so we're not bunting. We're going to have him swing away. Three, 6, and it's a ground ball shortstop B, so it's a fielder's choice. They retire Gedman to get the lead dog, but they don't get Burks for a double play. So now Burks has a chance to get the lead, 5 through 6. 5 or a 6, he gets the lead. That's a 5. He's going to go. He's a 19, being held as a 17, plus 1's an 18. 1 to 18, and he's in there. Stolen base for Burks. So Burks is at second base for Marty Barrett. And now the Seattle bullpen is loosening. They got a left-hander, Tim Wilkinson. Or I'm sorry, Bill Wilkinson. My bad. Bill Wilkinson, the left-hander, is loosening in the Seattle bullpen, and he is just about ready. He would come in to face these two lefties, Boggs and Greenwell. So this is probably the last batter Bankhead's going to face. And it'll be Marty Barrett. 6-4, and that is going to be a catcher X on Bankhead. So Bradley's a 4E9. This could be a wild pitch or anything. 4 and a 12. Who knows what that might be? 4 and a 12 is a P/F, so possible that this could be a pass ball of some sort. He's an E9, so the E9, he's got to avoid 3, 13, and 18. And he does that, but we go to the P/F. P/F, where we're going to use the super advanced rule. The wild pitch rating of the pitcher determines if a pass ball occurs or not. So the wild pitch rating on Bankhead is a 3. It is not going to be a pass ball, or not going to be a pass ball because of that. So instead, it's a foul out. So Barrett will foul out to Bradley for out number 2. But even though he got the out, now first base is open. They could walk Wade Boggs. It's probably going to be a smart thing to do. So they will intentionally walk Boggs. And now they got to deal with Greenwell. But it will not be Bankhead. It'll be Wilkinson. So a pitching change in the works for Seattle. Dick Williams has made a motion to the pen. And Bill Wilkinson, a left-hander, will be coming on to take on Mike Greenwell. Wilkinson's a -1 hold, so again, it's a +1. Runners are at first and second with 2 outs. Red Sox have, or Bankhead has given up 8 hits in 6 2/3 innings. I'm sorry, 6 1/3. There's only 1 out. No, there's 2 outs, right? Yep, 6 2/3. Given up 4 runs, but he is responsible for both runners on base. He has walked. Looks like with his intentional walk, that makes it 2 walks now. And strikes out, he only struck out 3. So minimal numbers there. But now we go to the bullpen, bring in Wilkinson on the Strat computer and get his numbers for you. On the replay, Wilkinson pretty well rested. He's 1-1 with a save. ERA of 4.70. He had 3.66 real world. 15 innings pitched, 15 hits, 5 walks, 17 strikeouts. His job is to get Mike Greenwell. That's his only job right now. First and second, 2 outs. He's got to get Greenwell. (3-6) against the lefty. A 1's a home run, 2 to 20 is a double, so he couldn't get the job done. It's a double. That will score Burks. We don't know about Boggs yet. Boggs will potentially score, though. Boggs runs at a 12, not being held as a 13. 2 outs makes him a 15. 0 arm. 1 to 15, they're going to send him. And he's in there. So a 2-run double. And Greenwell will take third on the throw. They had to throw through. They really had no choice. But it's a 2-run double off the bat of Mike Greenwell. So he says, go ahead and walk Wade Boggs all you want. I will just make a 2-run double and be done with it. So here comes Baylor. Now Wilkinson really in trouble. Got to try to get out of this with minimal damage. There's already damage done, but he doesn't want any worse. 4-8, and that is a strikeout. So he does strike out Baylor to end the inning. But these 2 runs are charged to Bankhead, so he's going to end up giving up 6 runs all earned. Not going to help his earned run average at all. 6-3 now in favor of the Red Sox as we go to the 8th inning. Clemens now has some breathing room. So Clemens will come back out. Here is Kingery. It'll be Kingery, Quinones, and Reynolds due up against Clemens. 6-4, and that is a ground ball third base. Actually looking at Wade Boggs. He's a 2E16. 2 and 10, he'll get to it. E16. And on an E16, that is a 16. Third base, E16. And there's a 16 there. 2-base error on Wade Boggs. So Wade Boggs throws it away for a 2-base error. Two-base error on Wade Boggs. That's the first error of the game for either team. Kingery is at second base. Nobody out for Quinones. Can't blame Clemens on that one. That's all Wade Boggs is doing. 2-5 for Quinones. He's going to ground it to Boggs again, but this time Boggs up to the task, and they'll freeze Kingery at second base. 1 away. Clemens kind of gives a glance over to Boggs, says it's about time. Here's Harold Reynolds. 4-6, left hand. Switcher to bang left is a 1 to 16 single. That's a 19, so he lines it to Marty Barrett for out number 2. 2 down for John Moses, top of the order. Clemens to Moses, 1-12. It's a foul out to Gedman, and that's going to end the inning. Clemens has the endurance to go the distance, and he might very well do it. Schiraldi is injured, so he's not in the bullpen for the Red Sox, so they don't have him. He's their closer, but they don't have him there. They have Bolton, and they have Sambito from the left side, and they have Gardner, Crawford from the right side, just 4 relievers. So they might want to have the bullpen rested for the rest of the series, so Clemens might very well come back and try to complete what he started. For the Red Sox here in the 8th, it'll be Evans, Buckner, and Romero. And they're going to let Wilkinson try to finish it out. He's only faced 2 batters, so obviously he's not tired. Pitch to Evans. That's a 4-3. It's a fly ball left field X. Bradley's a 2E5. 2 and an 8. He will get to that. 2 and an 8 is an F2. And he's an E5. He's got to avoid 4, 14, and 18. And he does that, so it's good play for Bradley. 1 away. That'll bring up Billy Buckner. Lefty on lefty, 5-7. That's a ground ball second base X. Harold Reynolds. He's a 2E21. 2 and a 9. He'll get to that. E21. Let's see. A 2 and a 9 is actually technically a G2. E21 has got to avoid 4, 13, and 17. And he does. So Harold Reynolds makes the play. And that will now send up Ed Romero. 5-6 against Wilkinson, and that is a strikeout to end the inning. So Wilkinson does his job, except for giving up the double really hurt his cause. But after that, he pitched okay. He's going to go an inning and a third, give up 2 hits, no runs, but he does give up the 2 inherited runners. And that's the bigger story, I guess. But the Red Sox take the lead into the ninth. It will be a 6-3 lead as they go into the ninth inning. And Clemens will come out to see if he can finish what he started. Top of the ninth, it'll be Bradley, and Phelps. Don't know if there'd be any pinch hitting, maybe for the second Bradley. No, he's a 278 hitter, so they're really not going to pinch hit for anybody in this part of the order because what they have on the bench is not as good as what they got in the lineup. So Clemens is going to stay in there. That's a 5-10, right-handed. That's ballpark single, 1-15. That's a 1. So Bradley takes advantage of Fenway and gets a leadoff single to start the ninth. So Bradley's aboard. He will be held, but down by 3 runs, they're not going to send him. His run really isn't that important. Here's Bradley. 2-7, and that is a single to right field for Bradley. You're not going to test Evans' arm, though. He's a -4 in right field. Again, you're down by 3, so going to third base in this instance just doesn't make any sense to even risk it. And here's Ken Phelps. He is now the tying run at the plate, and now the Red Sox bullpen is active. They have left-hander Joe Sambito loosening in the bullpen, along with right-hander Steve Crawford. Double barrel action in the Red Sox bullpen. They don't want this one to slip away. But a long ball by Phelps would certainly accomplish that. 6-3 is a split chance. 1-7 is a single. 8-20 is a line out. That's a 16. He lines to Marty Barrett for 1 away. That'll bring up the hound dog, Jim Presley. 2 on, 1 out. Tying run is still at the plate in Presley. Nothing on the Havoc. Presley, 3-9. And that's going to be a single to center field. And it's going to load the bases. Puts the tying runs on base. And now Clemens may need relief. He's on the verge of being fatigued. In fact, he is fatigued right now. So Clemens trying to finish what he started, but they're going to actually go to the bullpen. Clemens is only going to make it 8 1/3 innings. He will have to leave, and Joe Sambito will come on and try to close the deal for the Red Sox if possible. It is bases loaded, 1 out. Tying runs are on base. The winning run, the go-ahead runs at the plate now, and Alvin Davis. So let's see. Let's bring in from the bullpen Joe Sambito and get his numbers on the replay. Where are you? There you are. Sambito is 0-2 with 1 save, an ERA of 11.42. 9 innings pitched, 16 hits, 4 walks, and 6 strikeouts. So he's been rough at times, has been Sambito. But they're going to see if they can trust him to get this left-hander Alvin Davis out. He's got 2 lefties coming up, Davis and Kingery. Bases loaded, 1 out. Infield looking for the double play. Hello, Mr. Gudeman. Yes, I second Joel's comments. We definitely miss your Strat-O-Matic games, particularly in the morning. Now that I'm retired, I can play them whenever, so I'll try to pick up the slack for you. All right, here's Alvin Davis. Sambito to Davis. 6-4, and that's a ground ball, third base X. We're looking at Wade Boggs. He made an error earlier. See if he can redeem himself. He's a 2E16. 2 and the double die comes up with a 3. 2 and a 3 is a G pound, but nobody's being held on, so the pound ineffective. It will be a play to first base only. A run's going to score, but they have a chance to get the out. Boggs is an E16. Right here, 4, 7, 14, 3, 16, and 18. Got to avoid those to avoid the error on the E16. That's a 9, so it should be okay. There is no 9 there. So the only play is to first base. It's going to go 5-3. It'll be an RBI ground out with Bradley scoring, the other Bradley going to third, and Presley taking second. But now there are 2 outs for Mike Kingery. So 5-3 is the put out. Run does score. Makes it 6-4, but now there are 2 away. The tying runs are in scoring position. It's a clutch situation for Kingery. And against lefties in the clutch, he gains a hit on 1-3. Everything else he is neutral. They could walk Kingery here intentionally and face a lesser hitting Quinones. And I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to intentionally walk. I know it puts the go-ahead run on base, but they like their percentages facing a right-hander Quinones, and Zambito is going to be lifted. And the Red Sox will go with Steve Crawford to try to get that final out, that all-important final out. And yes, Mr. Gudeman, I have my coffee right here, just in case you're curious. I got my coffee right here. All right, so Steve Crawford is going to come on to try to close the deal. Zambito pitched to 2 batters. He went to third of an inning. He gave an intentional walk, but that was it. That intentional walk run is his responsibility, so can't put 0 there on the runs just yet. Quinones is your batter. We'll go to the bullpen on the computer and bring in Steve Crawford and get his replay stats for you. Crawford, the right-hander, coming on. He is 2-2 with 1 save, a 3.09 earned run average. He had a 5.33 real world, so he's really pitching well in the replay. 23 innings pitched, 25 hits, 13 walks, 18 strikeouts. Bases loaded, Ray Quinones. I don't think Seattle has anybody better on the bench. I'll check their bench. But they don't really have anybody that's standing out. Quinones is hitting real world 276. They don't have anybody better than that, so they're going to stick with Quinones. Bases loaded, 6-4, 2 outs, top of the 9th. Crawford, 3-8 to Quinones, and a 3-8 is a 1-8 single, but that's a 15. He lines it to Romero at short, and the ball game is over. So John McNamara makes the right move, putting in Crawford to get out of the jam. Crawford will earn the save. Clemens gets the win. He improves to 3-3. Bankhead takes the loss. He drops to 1-3. Seattle gets a run in the 9th, but not enough. It's a 6-4 ball game. 6 runs, 9 hits, and an error for Boston. 4 runs, 11 hits, and no errors for Seattle. And we'll go to the box score to get the final totals for everybody and see where they stand. Clemens is going to go 8 1/3, give up 11 hits and 4 runs. They were all earned, 4 walks and 4 strikeouts. The save for Crawford is his second. Clemens improves to 3-3. Bankhead drops to 1-3. Seattle drops to 11-21. The Red Sox go to 12-19. Left on base. The Seattle Mariners left on 13 runners, including the bases loaded in the 1st and the bases loaded in the 9th. So left on base, 13 for Seattle was their undoing. Their inability to bring home runs. Red Sox only left on 5. Only home run of the game was Ellis Burks. He led off the game with his first home run of the season, and Boston will win it by the final score of 6-4. There are 2 games remaining on this phone call coming in, so I gotta go. I gotta take this phone call. But appreciate you guys sticking with me through this and enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this presentation of Strat-O-Matic. Hello, Dan. Good to see you. And until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I'll see you all down the road.